Dr. David Bull.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Breathing Life Awards 2007. Well, hello and welcome to Most Haunted Live. It's Halloween, and that means it's the climax, the finale of our four-night investigation. I'm David Bull, and once again, I'm at the epicentre of our paranormal investigation here in Hackney, in the East End of London, in what some say is one of the most haunted cities in the world. Welcome to Watchdog Health Check. We are live from Television Centre. This evening, we investigate the NHS in a state of emergency. Well, hello and welcome to the Accident and Emergency Department, where they see 73,000 patients every year. Now, you might think that Saturday night is the busiest time for A&E, but in fact, it isn't. This is Simon McCormick.
Hiya.
Good evening to you. Now, you're one of the consultants here.
Yep.
Saturday night, a busy time, but is it the busiest? And I'm in the fracture clinic. Now, if you hang around here too long, you end up with one of these. In Britain, we seem to have a culture where going out at my age, still in your 30s, on a Friday night to get drunk. Yeah. And that is very, very different to the rest of the world.
To find out why we've got in the state we're in.
I think that's absolutely right, and I think people's expectation, actually, as a doctor, I know very well when people come to see you, if you say, actually, this is entirely normal and what you're going through is really horrid and we can work through this together, they then say, well, where's my prescription?
Yeah.
Now, within any business's policy should be a commitment to adopting a more environmentally aware approach. Road transport accounts for a third of the UK's greenhouse gases. If you're, say, an SME in the UK, you're a relatively small player on the global market. Do you find that it's quite difficult to convince some businesses that they ought to be doing something? Well, joining me now is Dr. Liam Fox, MP, Shadow Health Secretary. Thank you for coming in.
Pleasure.
The British Medical Association have told Health Check today that this is a national crisis. Would you agree? Two girls there, two different cases. One story in Britain where she has to rely on charity, one in France where it's paid for by the state. The question in the film, is it all about money, or shouldn't we adopt some of those French systems? I have to say, I definitely heard something there that sounded like footsteps. Louis, what do you make of that?
Well, I mean, I don't necessarily want to call it footsteps.
Okay.
I mean,
Did you hear something?
An anomalous sound. I mean...
Did you hear something?
There's definitely an anomalous sound on the tapes. What we can do...
So you heard something?
Yes.
Right, thank you. First of all, Yvette, let me ask you, how do you feel last night went? In terms of the investigation seemed to be very active early on, and then it seemed to quieten off. Come here, young man, take your award. I love the way you jumped up. Tell me, where do you get your inspiration, and how come you developed such a unique style, which I think is brilliant? If you really want to immerse yourself in the local way of life, then I suggest you head down to a nearby market. So Old Havana was actually declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1982. But why do you think it's so special? The streets here are absolutely swarming with people, but there's a great difference between them. Some are obviously well-dressed and rich, and others are desperately poor. Nagachuri had his operation yesterday, and as you can see, feels really grotty, but that's to be expected. But otherwise, it's been a great success. Well, as you can see, Frida is sitting up. Hello.
Hello.
How was it?
All right.
What was it like, you know, with all that poking around in your eye? And look at this. Look at that. Can you see that? That is the biggest gallstone I think I've ever seen in my life. For me, a young man, it's very difficult to understand what it's like to feel old. But today is my lucky day, because I've got the opportunity to wear this. I know you two ladies want to go shopping.
We'd love to go shopping.
Would you? Are you ready?
Yes.
Should we go then?
Yes.
Come on then.
I'll give you some help.
Yeah, I think I might need a hand. I had a great time. Do you know, the ladies there were just brilliant. They were just so fantastic. And the two that I went shopping with were 89 and 94, Mary and Nell. And they were extraordinary. They were amazing. Oh, who was that bloke? Who was that bloke I quite liked? And so the whole thing is now revolving around my name. Bull, you see?
OK, because I would have found that regular readers of a certain glossy magazine, they're not going to have a problem recognising you, are they, David? Have a look at this, folks.
It's bizarre. Well, you know...
A man with the tan looks like he's been dipped in plastic.
That's but nevertheless, very nice to be in Esquire magazine. Yeah, probably the first and only time.